We are thrilled to have you today. Grace this training beyond the classroom training. Essential communication skills for educators, but I know that all of us here are not educators. I'm sure there are others who are not teachers and work in different organizations. Welcome. I hope you had a great day. I hope you had a good day, just like I did. I had an amazing time, and I was looking forward to seeing all of you and meeting all of you and connect at this level. Welcome, welcome. So we are here now, the long awaited, we are here now, we're here now. So I welcome every one of us to this evening's training beyond the classroom, essential communication skills for educators. My name is Antonia Atebe-Eka. I am the impact architect and the CEO of Antorial Academy. So good to see you all. So please use the chat box and tell us where you're joining from. From Lagos, I can see. Yes, let's keep it coming. Let's keep it coming. I am right here in Abuja, the federal capital city. Yes, let's know, Omolara Joseph, where are you coming from? Where are you joining from? Bintu Moses, I've not seen your chat. Samuel Umakwe, Amaka, I've not seen you. Let's know where you are joining us from. Right. Grace, okay. I'm seeing more people join us. I'm seeing Abuja. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Lagos, Lagos. Fantastic, amazing, amazing educators. Lagos mainland, amazing educators. Good to have you, good to have you. Our mission as for educators in Antorial Academy is very straightforward, and that is to empower professionals like you and I with transformative skills that are needed to lead and to influence and also to make impacts wherever we find ourselves. In our various spheres, we have to lead and also make impact. So today we'll be talking about communication and the skills needed to communicate, how to handle conversations, how to deal with persons and different personalities and different levels, and engage them with, engage them in very intellectual and intelligent conversations. There are skills to these things. There are skills. Communication is a skill. It's not just talking. It's not just reading and writing. There is so much more about communication, and I believe that that is why we are all here today to learn. I will employ us to keep an open mind as educators. I know we are very vast in knowledge and information sharing. We are very vast, but I will encourage us to keep an open mind, because as educators, we learn, we relearn, we unlearn. That is how we are, and learning never stops. We don't know it all. It is not a one size fits all. So let's keep an open mind. And here today, there is no right or wrong answer. There's no right or wrong answer. This is an adult education space, so there's no right or wrong answer. Feel free to express yourself as we go on the training. So the training is in two segments. I will be handling the communication aspect, and our guests, our global leadership expert and coach, will be handling how you can actually upscale, through communication, because everybody thinks that communication is just reading, writing, and speaking, but it is beyond that. So let's do some housekeeping right now. I have introduced myself. I would like you to do same if you have not done that already. Please use the chat box if you want to make a comment. You can use the chat box if you want to make a comment. You can raise your hand. We have all the icons there, the emojis that you can also use to express yourself and express an action. So, and also, please note that this session is being recorded, is going to be recorded, and we can always go back and watch and listen for those who probably are coming in late and are joining late. Please also mute your microphones when you're not speaking, and if you're going to speak, you raise your hand and then you unmute, of course, with the permission of the host. So I hope you have your notepads and your writing pens, because we are here for a real good information gathering session. Okay, so if you can hear me where you are, please just give me a high five. You can use the emoji to give me a high five or a thumbs up. If you can hear me, if you can see me, also do the same. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Thank you all very much. I can see that. It's really encouraging. So this training is also going to be an interactive one. It is not a lecture room where we will just be speaking and nobody's responding. So it is going to be an engaging one, just the same way we want our classrooms to be an engaging one and an informative one. So yes, we will be getting into the training now. But before we do that, before we get into it, can you tell me what you understand by communication? Because, I mean, we're talking, you can hear me and you can see me. So what else? What's that new thing that we want to learn this evening? What are we learning new? What's the new thing we want to learn tonight? Tell me in the chat box what's your own meaning and definition of how you perceive or understand communication. I'd like to see that, please. Let's quickly get on the chat box what you understand by communication. Can you hear me, please? Can you hear me? If you can hear me, say yes, I can. Please put it on the chat box and say yes, I can hear you. Or you use, yeah, a thumbs up, you can hear. Right. What is communication to you? What does it mean? What is communication? Exchange of information, right? Tell me, tell me, tell me. What is communication? What is communication? Receiving, sending and receiving information. Great, fantastic. Well done. Well done. Let's have more. Let's even have two more. It's a two-way street. It's a two-way street. Wow. That's amazing. Two-way. Okay. Okay. So by the definition, the dictionary definition will say communication is a means by which information is passed across between the sender and the receiver. The receiving of information and processing of information. Fantastic. That is great. So yes, communication is a process of conveying information, ideas, your thoughts, all right, through a shared system. It means that there is a medium through which communication has to pass through to the receiver, to the other person, okay, before you can now say, and then that receiver responds. So it's a two-way thing. Is the response positive? Is it negative? How is that communication, that information that has been shared, how is it received? How is it perceived? How did the receiver respond to that information? So it is through a shared system of symbols, signs, or behavior. So it means that when you communicate to the other person, or to a group of persons, there is a way or there is a behavior that is perceived that, oh, I have received this information. It's sad. I feel sad, or I'm happy. There's a behavior, or the person is silent, is not saying anything. Okay, so communication also affects behavior. It involves both the sender transmitting a message and the receiver interpreting and understanding. So when you communicate, it means there has to be an understanding. Who you are communicating to has to understand what you are trying, the information you're trying to pass across. Okay, so we move on. I have introduced myself. I am, my slide is up now, and I'm starting with an opening quote from Stephen Covey. How many of us know Stephen Covey? How many of us know Stephen Covey? If you know who Stephen Covey is, let me see a thumbs up from you. Let me see a thumbs up from you. Can you tell me in the chat box? Can you tell me in the chat box who Stephen Covey is? Has it impacted you in any way? Let's use the chat box. I have said it's an engaging one. It's not a lecture room where everybody is quiet and listening to the lecturer. So the quote, Stephen Covey says, most people do not listen with the intent to understand. They listen with the intent to reply. They listen with the intent to respond. So an information is passed across. Before the sender of that information has even completed, you have a response. You have an answer already. You have an answer already, but that is not how it's supposed to be. So you receive an information, you internalize that information, you think about it, you reflect on it, and then you can now give a response. Okay, I have a response in the chat box saying he is the author of 7 Habits of Highly Effective Leaders. Highly effective leaders. You need to read that book. You need to read that book. And one thing I need to let us know is that for you to be able to communicate, for you to be an effective and efficient communicator, you must be a good reader. You must be a good reader. You must have that a reading culture. You must develop that discipline of reading. Now, let's reflect. We are educators in this room. Let us reflect. When has communication in your career missed the mark? When has it missed the mark? When has it missed the mark? You communicated and it wasn't properly received. Now we are all reflecting. It's a time for us to just reflect. When has it missed the mark? What unspoken messages might you be missing daily? Because there are sometimes you communicate, it's not every information that is received that you need to respond to. It is not every information you receive you need to respond to. So, and then you don't respond. Sometimes in communication, you just need to be quiet. You just need to be silent. You just need to say nothing. You just need to say nothing. And in saying nothing does not mean you are not communicating. Saying nothing, you are also communicating. You are communicating an information to the person, to the sender of that information. And that not saying nothing is either of 2 ways. You are acknowledging, or you are not happy, or you're displeased about whatever conversation you are having. So when you are not saying anything, you are still communicating. How is your communication shaping your school's culture? How is it shaping your school's culture? Let's reflect. So today, our objectives at the end of this training session, for my session, by the end, you will be able to strengthen relationships and school culture. Strengthen relationships and school culture. You're able to resolve, you know how to resolve conflict and collaborate effectively. That takes me to a school I once worked. Now, I discovered that while I was there, everybody were shying away from interfacing with parents. They were shying away from having conversations with parents. They didn't want to have interaction. So whenever there is a situation, everybody runs to me. Oh, no, 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 no. We're going to the principal. We're going to the principal. She's the one. And I didn't have it all. But they felt that, okay, because I am the head of school, I must be the only one interfacing. Now, as educators, you must be able to hold conversations. You must be able to hold difficult conversations, intellectual conversations, engaging conversations with everybody within your school community. And I found myself interfacing with all parents at all levels, from early years all through to secondary. I had to interface with all the parents. When it has to do with finance, I have to go. I really want to negotiate. So yes, everybody, and that is why we are here. You must not, and you should not shy away from having conversations within and without your school community. You will also be able to communicate with confidence and with leadership. You must be able to communicate. It's a skill. Now we say it's a skill, essential skills. It's an art. You develop it, you learn it, you practice. You must be deliberate and you must be intentional about how you want to lead and how you are communicating and engaging with everyone around you. And that every day, as you build that skill, as you continue to engage, have engaging conversations, you have confidence. You'll be confident and you can speak and you can hold conversations anywhere, anytime, with anyone, irrespective of if that conversation is a difficult one. And then you will be able to foster a transparent and supportive environment. When you are able to have this skill, when you have developed this skill, you have developed yourself, yes, you will be able to, have all of these conversations. Yeah. Why are we here? Please put in the chat box, why are we here? What is that one thing? What is that one thing where you signed up for this training? What is that one thing you said, as I am coming here, this is what I want to gain. This is what I am expecting. Why are we here? Please, let's use the chat box. Why are we here? Bintu Moses, I can see you. Why are we here? Am I the only one in the room? If I'm not the only one in the room, please let me see you give me a thumbs up. Can you hear me? Amaka, thank you. Thank you. Thank you, Joshua. Thank you. Why are we here? 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 Let me see in the chat box why you are here. I know why I am here. Okay. Bright is saying, I am here to learn more as an educator. I am here to learn more as an educator. Yes, let's keep it coming. I am here to gain a more effective way to communicate as a leader. Yes, it's very essential as a leader that you are able to communicate effectively. Right. We are more than 30 in this room. Please, let's engage. Let's engage. Why are we here? Okay, so I want to believe that we are all educators in this room. We're all educators in this room, and we all know that education, or the education space, is multifaceted and it is dynamic. It's evolving every day. It's evolving every day. It is dynamic. It's not a one size fits all. The way we did it last year is not the way we're doing it today. The way we engaged, I am here to learn to improve communication with my scope, within my scope and my region. Fantastic, Collins. Thank you very much for that feedback, for that response. It is not a one size fits all. Education is evolving. Today, we're talking about smart schools, smart learning, digital learning. We're seeing the children in our classrooms. They have evolved. We have smart children in our classrooms. How do you engage? How do you communicate? How do you get them to learn? How are you able to deliver? How are you able to deliver and ensure that no child is left behind in your classroom? How are you doing that? It's evolving from the way we navigate, even the parents that are in our schools. Are you aware that the parents in our schools today are very informed? They are well informed. They are very knowledgeable. They know what they want for their children. They know the expectation. And guess what? They are driving the learning. They are driving it. They are telling you, these are the expectations I want for my child. These are the expectations I expect that my child should have gotten to this level. So they are driving it because they are well informed. And if you are not informed yourself, you will not be able to engage such parents with any conversation. They will floor you and they will say you don't know what you're doing. So it's evolving from the way we interact with our parents, from the way, the parents, teachers, conferences that we're having, to even leading your staff meetings. It's a whole different phase entirely. The way you were engaging with your teachers, there are teachers that have gone ahead. In fact, the one that beats me the most is when you have a smart child in your classroom and you have an analog teacher in the classroom. It's a mismatch. It is a mismatch. So education is evolving, and that is why we are encouraging that as educators, we must be intentional and we must be deliberate and we must constantly engage in professional development. You need to upgrade, you need to upscale and know what is obtainable in the world over, so that the children that are even in your classrooms, you can take them to the level of the expectation of their parents. And then many of us today, you do so much in the classroom. You do so much at work. You're pouring your heart. You say you're teaching. You are communicating. So when you're teaching, of course, you're communicating to the children. You pour out so much, and then the result is not your expectation. Despite pouring out your heart, you are still unheard. In meetings, you are unheard. You're speaking, nobody is listening. You're speaking, nobody is hearing. Why? Why is this so? You are underestimated as an educator. I spoke with somebody recently, and the person said to me, I cannot pay for a training. I cannot pay for a training because my salary is so meager. My salary is so meager. And here is an opportunity for you to engage and to gain skills and upscale, so that level you want to get to, you can actually get, because a lot of employers are actually looking for educators with excellent communication skills. They will ask you in the interview. The engagement at the interview alone, if you are unable to communicate effectively at the level they expect you to be, 15 years as an educator, and you cannot engage, you can't have an engaging conversation, and then you're not there yet. So this is an opportunity for us to upscale as educators. We keep learning, we relearn, and we unlearn, because we have what it takes, but we need to develop it. That is why we are here. We are here, right? Because, communication is not just about speaking the loudest. Communication is not just about having the right words. It is about connection. Connection. If you have that connection in your classroom, if you have that connection in your school community, then you are on your way to being an effective leader. You must have connection with the children, connection with the parents, connection with your colleagues, connection with your bosses. So when you are speaking, if there is no connection, they will not hear you. You will not be heard. The way you are listening to me now, you will not be heard. And I want to believe that I am speaking to intellectual minds who are willing to upscale and to move away from that mindset and that mentality that, I'm just going to remain a classroom teacher. I cannot be a leader. Who says that? Who says so? So here we are today to ensure that we upscale. We upscale. The silent power of listening. Just as communication is a skill, we must also listening, the art of listening. You must be able to listen. You must be able to develop yourself. If you want to upscale to the role of a leader, you must be able to listen. You must listen to the people. You must listen to the people you are leading, what they're saying, and even the unspoken words, what they're not saying. You must be able to listen. So it's the strongest tool. It is the strongest tool. If you agree with me, give me a thumbs up on the yes. Let's see that coming. Listen. A lot of us don't listen. We just talk, we speak. We feel that the children in the classroom, our colleagues are listening. No, the children are communicating. The students are communicating. Your colleagues are communicating. But you, as the educator in that room, you as the leader in that room, you are not listening. You listen to their body language. You listen their whole outlook. You must be able to listen. So listen to the spoken and the unspoken words. You must be able to listen. It's the strongest tool in communication. It is the strongest tool in communication. So you must go beyond hearing. We are speaking now, you can hear. But you should be able to also hear the unspoken words. I am sure you can hear. I am speaking, but there are still unspoken words from what I am saying. It comes from even the tone, the body language, so you need to listen. When somebody is communicating, you're having a conversation, listen to the person and see the person's mood, the person's expression, and then you know if you're going to take that conversation further. So, and when you listen, you're building trust. Because the person that is speaking, you're having the connection, and he sees that you're listening, will be able to trust you, will trust you. It also takes me back to a situation where I had a parent. They came into school, they're new parents, they had 3 children, and we are talking about having devices in the school because we are going technology. I don't know. And the parents came and said, no, we don't want our children, because the children, they believe that okay, you cannot see my screen. Please let's have the screen back up. Sorry about that. If I'm making sense, please type in the chat box MS. If I'm making sense, type MS. Makes sense, making sense. Making sense. Let's see that coming, making sense. Right. So even when you are communicating and you're listening, there is that phrase where we say echo, the echo rephrase. I'm sure we're not conversant with that, but that is also a communication tool, the echo rephrase. So you're listening to somebody. How will the person know that yes, you're actually listening? Sometimes we just listen and we think we're listening. But when you repeat what the person is saying, that's you're echoing what the person is saying, the person, you're building trust. The person will trust you to say, yes, you're actually listening. So communication and school culture. As an educator, you are a model. You're a model for your school. You are a model, with every interaction. You're a model. So you must be mindful of the things you say and how you say them and how you communicate and how you engage within your school community and even outside your school community. And when you have that, you're able to build and cultivate that whole school culture. You're able to ensure that communication is a big deal in your school. Then you are creating a space where every voice is heard. Every voice is heard. As a school leader, as a school owner, as an administrator, you must give room for the voices of the teachers, the educators in your community to be heard. And of course, like I said earlier, for you to be heard, you must be able to make sense. You must make sense with the things you say. And communication also builds legacy. It builds legacy. We are here today to ensure that all of these things, as educators, we note them, and we take and internalize all of this and go back and begin to implement them in our spaces. And trust me, if you're able to build your communication skills, if you're able to develop yourself professionally, then the biggest place for you to be is to be that leader. As leaders, your key takeaways. I believe you can see my screen. You can see my screen. Can you see my screen, everyone? Yes. So as leaders, what are those key takeaways? Master listening. It cannot be overemphasized. Master listening. It builds trust. Master listening. It builds trust. And when you listen, you are able to give constructive feedback. You're able to give as leaders, you must listen to those that you're leading and give constructive feedback. It is not a feedback that will demoralize those that you are leading. You are giving constructive feedback so that they can continue to contribute in the school community, their own ideas. Don't shut them down. Don't shut them out. Don't say they're not making sense. Give them a level playing ground. Give them a level playing ground. And when you're giving feedback, take for example, a child does something, or you give them a classwork, or you give them assignments, and probably the child did not do well. You don't, as an educator, you don't talk that child down. You don't talk that child down. This is one way to build trust, even in that child. One way to build trust in that child and to make the child want to come back and really want to learn. You praise the child first, and now tell the child, but you know what? You could have done it differently. You could have done it better if you had done it this way. All right. And the same thing goes to even us as teachers. We're speaking to ourselves as colleagues, as school leaders, and you're addressing your teachers. You don't run them down and tell them, because the words that we say can actually make or mar, and it can destroy, it can discourage. So it is very important that we learn all of those things. Do not talk them down. You must give constructive feedback, because it drives improvement. It makes that teacher want to improve. It makes the child also want to improve. Please, these are some of the key takeaways. How to approach tough conversation. One of the things you must take away tonight is your ability, how to approach and how to handle, how to deal with tough conversations. Tough conversations, it's not just sitting down an angry parent comes or a displeased parent comes, you have to look at the timing. There are several factors that you must consider before you have that tough conversations. I have had to be in rooms where we had very difficult parents, and everybody ran away and left the parents for me to handle them, to deal with them, to have the conversation, because they felt that, I could actually deal. And yes, we were able to deal. You must look at the timing, even when they are. Listen to them first. Listen first. That is why we say listening is the strongest tool in communication. It builds trust. So an angry parent, a displeased parent, and a displeased colleague can come in, and eventually you are able to build trust. You must adapt your own style to reach any audience. Everybody, we are different. So how our style, our leadership style, our communication style is different, but you must best practices. You must adapt best practices, and so that you can reach any audience that is before you. Dear educator, be the culture shaper your school needs. That is why you are here. Be the culture shaper. I do not believe that there's anybody who is on this call tonight. You have worked all day, and then you're coming back and you are here to be trained on how to handle, how to deal, how to communicate. All right. So please, key leadership takeaway. Key leadership takeaway. Okay. What is that action step you're going to take after tonight? What is that action step you're going to take? What one strategy will you start applying tomorrow? That is with you. I also like us to know that we'll have a Q&A session, but after our guest has done her presentation, we're going to have a Q&A session, and then start noting down your questions, take down your questions, note your questions, so that we can have value. We know that we have communicated, and what we communicated has been received, and we all are in the same page. What one strategy will you start applying tomorrow, starting tonight, after tonight? Note them down. It is not a time for us to just come here and sit down and talk and put down strategies on how, and then we do not implement. Because one thing we know how to do best as educators and as Nigerians, we make the rules, we create the rules. But when it comes to implementing and applying and monitoring, we are still behind. But I know that tonight, after everything that has been said, that will be said here tonight, we're going to have changed educators with a different mindset, with an awakened mindset, that we are going to implement and change the culture, the communication culture, the whole school culture of our school community. Which insight holds you biggest? Holds your biggest growth opportunity? This is a call to action. What strategy will you start applying? And which insight holds your biggest growth opportunity? So food for thought. We're here, and we will make the change, and we will be the change we want to see. We will be the change we want to see. Are we still in the room? If we're still in the room, please, let's clap, 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 let's clap. We are educators in the room. I can see. Amazing, 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 amazing. Yes. We can see some raised hands, but let's do that after the next presentation. After the next presentation, let's all know that we have to learn. Communication is very key. Communication is very key. Feedback is also very key. The art of listening is the strongest tool. Ladies and gentlemen, dear educator, if there has been impact, if I have made sense, please put on the chat box, made sense, as I make way to invite our, thank you very much, made sense, make sense, made sense. Thank you for the thumbs up, thank you for the flowers, thank you very much. I really appreciate you. Right, so in the course of coming up for this program, for this training, some people said, oh, I think I'm done, I'm good with what I already know. There isn't more for me to learn. But I want to tell you that as educators, learning never ends. Learning never ends. And if there's one person that I know that is in this room who back to back, always learning. After this training, there's another training, and there's another training, and there's another training, and there's another training. With all the achievements that she has gained, she is still learning. We just finished a program, we just finished the training, and then she told us, oh, you're coming back next month, you're taking the level 2, and you're doing this. And she told us that as we are learning, she is also learning, because if she does not learn, then she will have nothing to give. And you cannot give what you don't have. You can only give what you have. So, dear educators, permit me as I make welcome. The next slide you are seeing is the slide of no other person than our global leadership expert, coach, mentor, teacher, trainer, Dr. Tony Sam Emehelu. Please give us a round of applause, a rousing applause. I want to see that. A rousing applause as she takes us on another level.
Thank you.
Please listen with
Thank you.
You can never go.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much
for listening. Thank you.
So let me be sure that I can be seen and I can be heard. Can you see me and can you hear me? So first off, I want to say, Antonia, I'm super proud of you. I want to say this publicly because this was an idea I sold to you at some times when we were having conversations. You may feel that you are the happiest person in this room, but I guess I am. The reason is because I tell people that what gives me the greatest joy is not about my own personal success, but about the successes of my mentees.
Dr. Tony, they said they can't hear.
Oh, wow. Are you sure you can't hear me?
But I can hear you though. Please, if you can hear, please put it up. I can hear.
Okay, so that means the person saying he or she can't hear me must be from the person's end. Okay, but thanks for the feedback all the same. So I was saying that one of the things that gives me the greatest fulfillment and satisfaction that goes beyond money or whatever other compensation is my ability to multiply myself in other people. And Antonia, I'm super proud of you. I knew all the odds we went through, even to the last minute. And Abraham and I had to rally round. I'm sure you just saw your screen up and you're like, oh, my people have got me.
Thank you.
Meanwhile, we were behind the scenes and we were just making sure everything was perfect. Okay, so I'm super excited to be here. And Antonia, like I said once again, I'm super proud of you. So
Thank
let's
you,
dive into this. This is going to be a
please
super
mute your mic. Thank you very much. Mute your mic.
amazing conversation tonight. Trust me, you have not heard, even if you have heard something like this before, you have not heard it in this way and from this kind of person. So tonight is a unique experience that you will never forget in a hurry. So welcome, visionary educators. I call you visionary educators because anyone that comes in contact with me, you can't remain the same again. That's my promise, because I'm all about empowering individuals and transforming organizations. So even when I get into, or my team gets into an organization, we come in like a bulldozer. Yeah, transformation must take place. And that's why transformation is at the center of everything we do. So we explore today, we're going to explore how to extend your profound impact beyond school walls, shaping policies, communities, and generations. If there has been any group of people that I've seen that feels like a victim, that I see that feels like hopeless, it's educators, teachers. I would say we, because this is my third decade, but very early, I was very smart enough to navigate the tide. So a lot of us,
you're frozen. You're frozen, Dr. Twain.
Still,
Dr. Twain.
Okay, yes.
You're breaking.
Sorry, I just had. Can you hear me now?
Yes, we can hear you.
Yes, I had to change. I have two Wi-Fis in my house, so I had to quickly switch. You know, when it's your computer that is vomiting money in different currencies, you must have those backups.
Yes, we know.
So, what was the last thing you heard me say?
You said we are the ones that feel.
Yes. So oftentimes we feel as though we don't have a choice, or probably even if we have a choice, our voice can't be heard, or we feel that we are the detriment and the beck and call of every other stakeholders. So tonight I want to break so many tables, and I mean it. I want to shatter upside down this myth.
If you know that you want to hear what she's saying and she wants to break tables, and you're excited to hear the tables that she's going to break, please, let's see your hand.
Yes. And Antonia knows what I do to her, what I still did to her yesterday night. I'm like that, right? I'm actually a disruptor. I'm a rebel when it comes to status quo and the norms, and it shows in every single thing that I do. I mean, I don't think like the normal. My thinking is on a very high scale, and that is all the essence of. You are going to leave today's conversation very, very empowered. So let me do justice. I don't always assume that everybody on the call knows who I am, and that's why I take my time to actually talk about who I am, just a snippet, because if I want to talk about everything that I encompass, we will not leave this call today, but I mean just a summary, but just to let you know that I'm worth listening to, and you will go and have a great time learning from me. So I'm a competent, seasoned global education consultant, having clients across 5 African countries as I speak, as an education consultant. I'm a certified leadership coach and mentor with the Chartered Institute of Mentoring and Coaching, where I also served as the SSA to the DG between 2019 and 2024. I am also a mentor with the MasterCard Foundation, Teach for Nigeria, the Tony Elumelu Foundation. Yes, because I'm also a business consultant. And of course, the Landmark Foundation for Women, the popular Landmark, whose beach was destroyed in Lagos, but now they have other centers. So I am also on their board of mentors. I'm the founder and executive consultant at Core Skills Transformational Academy Limited, where I'm privy to lead a team of about 13 people that work with me remotely. And I serve as the business leader, providing direction, strategic direction, and leadership. I have my doctorate in education planning and management from Prowess University in the US. I'm also a certified business consultant, like I mentioned, from the School of Consulting in the United Kingdom. I have my certificate in public leadership and policy, a school put together by the former Minister for Education, Dr. Obi Ekwezili. And there I learned a lot around politics, policy, and public leadership. I'm a fellow at the Chartered Institute of Mentoring and Coaching Nigeria International Management Consultants and the Pan-African Consultants Association, which spans across different African countries. I'm the partnership lead with John C. Maxwell Foundation, and what that implies is that I'm in charge of bringing the curriculum that John C. Maxwell had already prepared across the 36 states around the nation of Nigeria, also bringing sponsorship and support. Yeah, give me my flowers. And of course, I'm an author of 28 books, and I'm a recipient of several awards, several. In fact, I can't start reading out my awards because there are so much. But the latest one I got was my contribution to girl leadership in Lagos State. Somebody is opening his or her digital mouth. Don't let mosquito enter. And of course, I'm a wife and a mother of 2 young, astonishing leaders. So like I said, I just had to put like a summary so that we could move on. But yes, that's who is standing or speaking right now. And of course, my best color is red, as you can see. Okay, so let's do this, people. Let us do this. So yes, I'm going to be starting with the shocking statistics. Now, why do I love statistics? I mean, I think it was shortly after my doctoral degree that I just love, putting figure to whatever it is, giving a perspective of both quantitative and qualitative outcomes, and see how this can help us to shift our paradigm. So the influence of a great teacher can never be erased. But what if that influence goes far beyond the walls of a classroom? Now, I decided to pause because I want you to think. A lot of people say we are not as respected. A lot of people say, oh, teachers, oh yeah, teachers. But what if that influence actually goes beyond the classroom? Now, statistics, the first statistics is according to the National Union of Teachers. It says that we have over 1.5 million educators in our climb here as a nation, yet only a small fraction influence beyond their classroom. So if I'm talking to you, type in the comment section, me, M-E-M-E-M-E. It's important you respond though, because if you don't respond, or if you don't respond, okay, if you don't respond, I won't continue. Thank you. I can see the responses. This statistics is actually from the National Union of Teachers. And I'm so excited because at least I could find a very realistic and down to earth in Nigerian-based statistics. So you can then also always tell people that, yeah, we have close to about 1.5 billion teachers across the nation. And I think that's still very, way low because our population now is spanning over 200 million as a people. And that means we actually need a lot more teachers. However, even the ones that we have, at this point, I'm not adding myself because my own influence has gone beyond classroom. Only a small fraction were bold to say, beyond my classroom. And that was why when Antonia came up with this topic, I was super, super excited because it just was a spot on conversation. Now, moving on, these other statistics is from UNESCO. And it says that less than 25% of teachers or educators participate in policy or public discourse outside their formal roles. Can you imagine that? Now, you see the reason why I had to go to the School of Politics, Policy, and Governance. That school was so rigorous, and I can beg to say I was the only educator on that program. The only educator, at least in my cohort. As in, it was that serious. Why? The fee was not small money. It was over 300,000. That was way back in 2023. That's number one. Number two, we were nine solid months. We were on Zoom. 3 to 9 p.m. every single day, including Sundays. So when Antonia was talking about learning and all of that, I just smiled because nobody today, you don't see. And do you know the reason why I joined that school? Because I want to be able to be informed and knowledgeable about policy and public discourse. Now, you can't want to influence beyond the classroom and you don't want to know what is happening in your environment. Because how would you want to influence what you don't know about? And then 40% educators leading beyond their classroom, you actually have 40% of chances. If you can step out, do you know you actually have 40% of chances to increase your influence, not just influence, but your income? Who is really excited about that? If you're excited, let me see your celebration emoji. So you see, tonight's conversation, I'm all about the practicality. Like I told you before, I'm here to shatter tables. I am here to help you. Now, I want us to think about this question. If the only place you lead is inside the classroom, what then happens when the school gates closes? So I paused to allow that to sink. A lot of educators, COVID tested. A lot of educators did not return to the classroom after COVID. You know why? Because they didn't know how to influence themselves outside the classroom. If that happened in your school or in your setting, let me know in the comments. Give me a why. Yes, Adeni. Adeni said that's a strong one. It has to be strong because tonight is strong things. Yeah. If you know any teacher that migrated after COVID, as in they didn't come back, pata. Yes, making sense. Type a yes if you know any teacher that did not come back. Let me give you an example. For example, my son's class teacher went straight into food business. Many schools even did not return. They shut down. Thank you, Antonia. Yes. Oba says yes. My own son, the teacher, went to open Calabar kitchen. And she was so good. She was a very good teacher. But guess what? We lost her. And this is very, very interesting. So consider the first step you need to do is that consider how your unique gifts, voice, and expertise can serve more people. Take my word, serve more people. Number one, shape future policies. Number two, communities. Number three, and generations. Your potential extends far beyond the classroom. So I want you to say this to yourself. Dr. Tony, your potential extends far beyond the classroom. Don't unmute, just say it where you are. Say it to yourself. Now, this is very important because I need us to have a resetting of our brain. Now, I know the next question in your heart is that, Dr. Tony, all these things you are saying is big grammar. You have gone far. How do you think? So you see this diagram here. Now, I want to show you how I went far. It's called the Ikigai. And the Ikigai is a Japanese word which talks about the state of being. I can't tell you how many people have taught this thing. And so I just had to also put this picture here because I needed to explain. So I'm going to be using myself as the guinea pig. And hope and I believe that at the end of this, my example and illustration, you will be able to have an understanding. So if you are with me, type in the comment section, Ikigai, Ikigai, Ikigai. Let me see about 4 Ikigai. Then I will know that you are ready to learn. Oh yes, oh yes, oh yes, oh yes. Not anymore, not anymore. Our influence are going to extend beyond the classroom. Thank you, Noe. Thank you, Atonia. Ikigai. Let me say thank you, Oba. Thank you, Adeni. Awesome, amazing. Okay, so Antonia, I have a gift for Adeni Sonny Shitu. It's been a very active participant on this call. So please tell me, I would send you his electronic gift. All right, Amaka, yes, Bintu, Ikigai. People are ready. Doris, oh yeah, James, Rebecca, awesome. Well done, everyone. Now, the first thing you can see in the Ikigai is passion. Now, this is where a lot of educators fall. All right. They're so passionate. You would hear, I love, Cecilia, well done. I love being an educator. This is where passion, but guess what? Passion oftentimes is limited. And there is something yes, congratulations, Adini. I always reward students. Antonia knows me for that. I reward anything I want to see reinforced. See, everybody's now commenting now. So, as I was saying, a lot of us are stuck.
Who does not like gifts? We all like to receive gifts.
So a lot of us are stuck around this passion, which there is absolutely nothing bad in it. But you know what? Your passion oftentimes does not pay bills. I remember I was having a webinar. You know, we hear follow your passion a lot. I'm going to bust your bubble. I remember I had a webinar over the weekend and I was asking the participant, what do you need to start a business? So I want to ask us this question again. What do you think you need to start a business? I want 4 responses. Antonia, I said that I sat down. You're the one that called me. And I heard that some people are like, where is she gone safe? You have never seen anything. You never see. An idea. Okay. Mentorship. I hear you. Idea. Okay. Capital. Okay. You need skill. Amazing. Did you know that 99.999% of the time, capital? Okay. Well, when I ask this question, people don't get the answer. What you need to start a business is a customer. Oh, hallelujah. Monies are just entering right, left, and center. Okay. Don't worry, I saw an alert that was it. That gingered me now. You should have just wait for ECCP. Sorry, I will focus back. But you know, when alert, and it's not a small money, it's in some 6 digits. Okay, so what
Someone
you need to
said explain.
Yes. What you need to start a business sincerely is a customer. So the problem that a lot of us have is that we don't have the understanding that business is not about us. It is about the person we are positioned to solve a problem for. Absolutely, Antonia. I said, I didn't know you have a namesake on this call. Somebody you want to solve a problem for. Antonia, how did you get to know me? Antonia came with a myriad of problems. In fact, the first 6 months, Antonia and I were in conversation, and I never even really sold to her. But I knew that when I'm ready to get my money, she will pay and pay in 100 folds. And Antonia has been a returning customer over and over again. Why? I got to interact with Antonia. I got to network with her. I got to have conversations. In fact, Antonia became so vulnerable that she shared some personal things with me, which I hold in high esteem. There must have been something that I must have done to her that made her stick. What you need to start a business is a customer, an ideal customer for that matter. See, if the customer pay you 1 naira like this to develop the product, you will not sleep overnight. But lie. Even if you have not developed the product, even if you have not identified the product. So today I'm not teaching about business. So let's refocus. Educators, we like money because we actually deserve to be well paid for the job we do. Now let me move. So I knew my passion was not just enough, because for me, teaching is a passion, as you can see how we're flowing as though we're together physically in the room. So passion is what you love. But guess what? What you love does not necessarily give you the kind of money that you need. That's the truth. If you think deeply, yes, once it's give you money, but it's limited. Now, number 2 is mission. Mission is what the world needs that you have and that the world is willing to pay for. Antonia, this is your note. Pass the students we pay for this class. So I'm seeing the way you're writing. This video is recorded now. Scenes of life.
No, that's my style.
I know, and I know you are enjoying it as usual. You can never get tired of learning from Dr. Tony, right? Mm-hmm. So your mission is what the world needs that you can offer and they can exchange for money. So for me, leadership is my mission. And guess what? Because this is what the world needs. And guess what? They are paying me times 2, times 3 of what my passion as an educator is paying me. Now, don't get me wrong. I don't know why this slide did not want me to finish explaining this. Don't get me wrong. Now, if you see, there is like a Venn diagram. So there's an interconnection. So because I have the teaching gift and teaching passion, I'm able to carry out my mission effectively through teaching leadership. Did you see that? Through being able to transfer my leadership skills with my excellent teaching skills. How beautiful can that be? Now, let's move on. Now, vocation is anything that you can be paid for. See, don't let anybody just say, because you're an educator, you must just stick to being an educator. My darlings, I sell land as they see me so. I can't tell you how many other athletes business that I do that I earn in commission. I can't tell you. As I am, my own principle is money must enter every day. That's my principle. Yesterday night, somebody said, "Come, Dr. Tony, can you help me write a personal statement? I'm applying for it." Yes, I can do it. Oh yeah, I'm going to send me my money. She's in Zambia. What's my own business? So anything you can do that you can be felt that is legitimate. Now, the problem with a lot of us educators is also that we feel just because you feel just because you're a teacher, there's so much. Why do you think your school oftentimes they will not call when they want to do party, you are the one that will do MC. Sometimes it's teachers that we cook, sometimes it's teachers that we bake, and they will not give you extra shingbai. And you just sit down on top of that. Now, I'm not saying that you should now go and not deliver on your task as an educator. No. But if you really want your influence, and like I said, you have the 40% chances of not just when your influence is beyond your classroom, not just influence, but income. So why don't you package it and begin to also do for other people outside the walls of your classroom or your school? Any other thing that you did for your school, at any event, anything, you can be handsomely rewarded. Only that you are not branding in those areas. Let's move on. The last one is profession, what you are good at. So for me, mentorship, coaching, you see those ones? They're not my passion, no, but I'm very good. I will push you. Don't just come around me. Antonia knows. If you know that you don't want me to mentor you, it's better if you come on top of your money. I will push you. I will fine you if you don't do it. Level 2 is fining. Seriously, if you don't attain your business goals, level 2 is like all the one I was in for you. Level 1 is just to pamper you and make you people to stand where. Level 2, because I understand the impact. It's not just about you, but everybody around you will feel the impact when you are being mentored correctly, when you are being coached correctly. So I hope, in fact, we can end this training, right? Type in the comment section. With this thing that I've shared with you, we can end this training now. Type in the comment section. Do you want us to end? Should I stop? Can we go? After all, we have done 1 hour, 15 minutes. Give me responses in the chat. Antonia, people want more. See, no in the comments. Let us go. There is work tomorrow. Okay, I was just kidding because people have seen that there's another. I'm actually just getting started, but not to worry. I needed to emphasize on that slide. Why? Because I wanted to make sure that I drive on some point. So let's look at the key definition. What is exactly is influence? It's the ability to affect, number one, ideas. You see, this particular aspect of ideas is very important. So usually when my mentees come with ideas, what do I usually do? I tackle it at that point. I remember when Antonia and I just randomly, we just started having conversation. And that night I said, she was like, Dr. Toya, I did not sleep. So the first power that you can have to influence people beyond the classroom is to be the ability to be able to affect their ideas. Number two, when you are successfully able to affect the ideas of people, their ideas, then you can transform the life of the people, and then of course their environment will be meaningfully and intentionally transformed. So the reason why all of us came on this call was because at some point I was able to alter Antonia's idea, and her as a person was transformed, and guess what, it has extended towards everybody on this call. I don't know how you got in here. True or true? True. That's influence. Leadership is guiding or inspiring others towards a vision, even without formal authority. So you don't necessarily have to have the title before you can lead. I don't even want to go too far. Now, beyond the classroom means that you have the opportunities to lead, mentor, speak, write, consult. I just had to put this just 5, as in MC, bake cake, do decoration, what again? Cook. What again do teachers do? Teachers do. Give me examples now in the comment section. Oh yeah. This is the time I need you to type for me. What again do teachers do that is beyond the classroom? Oh? Biko. Let me check my hands is on the. If you don't mention, I won't continue. I need at least 4. Aside from the ones I've mentioned, what are the other things that you do and you don't often get remunerated for, but you can actually earn more from? MC, yes. Sell wares. What else? Decorations, choreography. God bless you. Photography, video editing. All sharp. Oh, you people are amazing. So beyond the classroom means opportunities for you to do all of these things. Media. All of these things. Olufemi says, I'm feeling you. I'm feeling you too, my brother. Train children for presentations. Marketing also. God, I beg you. So somebody says that the difference between a business owner that markets and somebody that's been given a marketing target is that when the business owner markets, it gets 100% of the marketing experience, both in remuneration and reward. But when you have been set to, market on behalf of your organization, you just get a commission, or sometimes you don't even get anything at all, and you take on all the risk. Have you thought about that? Yeah. Train children for their presentation. Selling the school. Absolutely. That's marketing. Selling ideas to people. Amazing. Oh, yeah. Well, let's go. Because if we continue like this, we'll not go. But we are rounding up already. Not to worry. So, what limits educators' influence? Let's look at. some of our root problem. Number one, narrow definition of teaching. Seeing teaching as just a job limits our potentials. Oh, it's just my job. And that's all. Lack of confidence, hesitation in taught leadership roles. For example, there are some things I cannot do with this my life, but you people are so good with it. I failed chemistry as if there's no man business. I failed chemistry. I hope you don't have any chemistry teacher here. You're laughing at me. I will appear in your dream this night. I failed chemistry. Shege. And some of you can teach chemistry in your dreams. And you are just limiting yourself to just being a chemistry teacher. And you have the internet. And whether you like it or not, you still buy data. And you're not doing something. You're not selling yourself. You're not packaging digital products in chemistry. Chemistry was it. I'm telling you, this is not a laughing matter. For 7 years of my life, chemistry was my adversary. Yeah. Did you know because of chemistry, I wrote WAEC 4 times. I wrote GCE 3 times. Yes, this means that you are seeing like this, that you're don't get me wrong, I passed all my papers in a sitting, but until tomorrow, I never had chemistry. At some point, the Senate just said that, okay, since I came in through A level, and that was how I graduated that year. I now say, Shege Bara Ubanza to all the failures. I now say, because of all of these things, I will so read. Even books will be afraid of me. So, I was able to overcome that setback, and I gave myself the right mindset. So even though I was already in university, they still were requiring that chemistry. They were still asking me. I wrote chemistry exams from my year 1 to my year 4. It was at my year 4 when I was giving up, and somehow I just told myself, is it the only graduate that I can do for me to live a successful life? It's like the chemistry had me when I was saying that. And Senate just woke up one morning and said, well, since I came in through A levels, I don't need chemistry anymore. And that day I cried and I'm like, God, why did you have to take me through this? And I say, yes, because I want you to drive ignorance out of the lives of people. I want you to know what it means to fail, feel what it means to fail, so that you can be empathetic towards people that also have setbacks. So, Antonia, I'm sure you never heard this story before, but I just felt so inspired to say. So, if there's anybody here in the room that has one time or the other had any form of setback? Oh, wow. Okay. Can you still hear me? I know I'm having a bit of network glitch.
Yes, we can.
Okay. My screen, is it showing?
Yes, your screen is showing.
Okay. I don't know why it's not showing it, because I have a backup what's it called? Device that I'm using to check. Okay, good. So another thing is absence of mentorship, limited guidance or exposure to broader roles, or absence of the right mentorship. And people say, follow who know road. All right, follow who know road. That is very, very critical. Now, don't just follow who know road. Follow who know road and hold your transport money. Because if you follow who know road and not hold your transport money, the person who know road will get to a particular destination, tell you that, okay, I'm boarding this bus, and you don't have your transport money. So at this point, I'll leave you at this junction. And the person who know road will just enter the bus. Oh, don't worry, all of you that are shouting my name in the chat, I'll come and let me finish my follow who know road first. Antonia followed who know road. He held that transport money. Correct money. And that is why you people are enjoying me tonight. I don't show. See, I know how much I charge for my virtual trainings, but for anybody that I've mentored, one of the things I do for them is I go the extra mile. I'm like mother hen. Like, I don't joke with my mentees, right? And then make sure that you hold your complete change, because if you don't hold your complete change, if you now follow Uno Road, you enter the same bus together. You now go to a particular place, conductor now say, oh yeah, your money for this journey ends here. Oh yeah, come down. The person where you follow Uno Road that has paid the conductor the full money, waiting go happen. Conductor go drag you, come down. The person who know where they follow will continue to move. and they'll leave you halfway. So one of the challenges, and Antonia was really bitter when we were sharing this, is the fact that educators don't want to stretch. You don't want to stretch. And let me tell you, there is a limit to what you can, how far you can go when you are just feeding on freebies. There is a limit. You can't go far. I'm not cursing anybody, but that's the truth. I can't tell you how much I'm paying for courses in millions right now. Not because I'm stupid or because I can't wear designer's bag, but because I want to enter into some rooms to meet some certain kind of people, to command some certain kind of influence. We are talking about influence beyond the classroom, my people. Then limited digital presence. So either low visibility or online engagement. So if you are in this place and you are like, you accepted all the friend requests of everybody in your school, I'm not saying it's bad, though, and you feel that they'll start monitoring spirits, well, open another handle and make sure you don't accept their friend requests. And that one should be a business handle. So that they will not start saying all the time that you are using, because they don't know, maybe you actually scheduled the post that's landed, so that they will not start saying all the time you're supposed to be you are using to do social media. You may have scheduled it and the thing dropped and they think that you were there actively posting it. You know, a lot of people are naive. Instead of you to be looking for how you be explaining and by shalaing up and down. Just go and don't accept them. I'm not saying you should unfriend them. It's not me that say that one, no. But if it means that you offend them. Because we are talking about your influence beyond the classroom right now. Another thing is waiting for permission instead of proactively creating your platforms.
And validation.
Yes. Most of the time, yeah, I wish I can, my face too will be on the flyer. I wish, what is, there's cover. Do the cover design, put your face there, do a training, give yourself the platform. Now, the days when we started, the internet was not even as, do anything live, YouTube live, everything. 1 hour, what's it called? Google Meet is free. Although we are using the premium one, it's free. Get a screen recorder, record. As in, you don't know who was stumbled on top of that video. Somewhere in Costa Rica or what's it called? Give me names of countries that are not popular. And then they will just seek after you and sought after you. What are you talking about? What are we talking about here? Right? So, it's just so super amazing that now more than ever before, you're just exceptional. There's so many things that that I don't know that I will be willing to pay for if you're able to put it together very well. And that's one thing that we also want to do for as many people that are interested. We're going to be talking about teacher branding and be helping you to, Antonia, yes, teacher branding and how you can package yourself together so you can earn more. That's what we are looking at for you. So Antonia is going to be reaching out to you on what that is going to be about, and make sure you jump in. It's not free, because you use money to look for money. All right, Oba says I can relate. Come on. Olufemi says, Dr. Tui, you are too loaded. Yes, Cynthia says, very true, ma. All righty. Cynthia says, okay. Olufemi says, deep. I love your concept. Great stuff. Well done. Thank you. Adeni says, sorry to ask, ma'am, but is it possible for us to have the slides after the workshop? Hey, maybe as our meals. Me, I don't give my slides, so. I'll think about it. I can relate, but definitely the replay will be available. Yes, so Cayman Island, you don't know who will see it, and then we'll jump at it. All right, let's move on. Trust me, we're wrapping up. So what are the practical strategies? Because I'm an hands-on person. For those that have always known me, I put fire in your boss, and if you are ready you want to shoot. So number one, how do we actually go about this? Okay, Dr. You have said so much. You are laughing. Antonia, I'm going to end this class. But I'm loving the energy anyway. So
Yes,
I'm
so
enjoying your ideas. Yes, absolutely bright. Thank you. Thank you. So the first thing is that you want to become a resource. Okay. So you can actually organize workshops or speaking engagements. Charge even if it's as little as 1,000. You'll be super excited. Oh wow, my other phone is dead. You'll be super excited at what you see. Mesama, please come and help me charge this phone, please. Then, number two, thought leadership writing. Start writing blogs, books. It will not cost you anything. With Canva now, you can design books. It's just for you to be diligent about it. Social media content that will lead to sales. See there. Social media content that will lead to sales. That was how I started. I started writing social media posts, especially when I go for trainings. It was as serious as people will tell me that I won't be at this training, but Dr. Toyi, I'm counting on your Facebook post. No, you need to go to my social media. I mean, as in, do you know that because my social media is really, but I'm a brand ambassador to so many brands, from edtech to real estate to, I am telling you stuff. So I've been able to, so I'm an education influencer. No, you need to go and check me out. On LinkedIn, I have close to about 10,000, right? LinkedIn and Facebook. I don't do Instagram that much. So Instagram, I'm barely 2,000. But LinkedIn, Facebook, forget it. I own those spaces. And then I'm just building my TikTok as well, because I mean, that's where the next generation is, and we just have to reach them. Then join network, participate in forums, research groups, or advisory panels. It's very important. The right network, not just any network. So one of the things because I'm also a corporate trainer. Yeah. So tomorrow tomorrow and Friday, I'm going to be training physically at a brand and communications company. And how did I get the gig? It was because I joined a premium WhatsApp group platform. I am on a WhatsApp group platform that I paid 500,000 naira or 600,000 naira to just join. Joining fee, no training, no. It's just okay because you want to be there. And it's called the Billionaires Women. It's an investment club, but they share investment opportunities with us. And trust me, it has been worth it. So you see, when is it free? 5,000, 10,000. Tina says, come and pay 9, 10,000. All of us are saying that it's too much. Sit down there. If what she has given you now is more than 10,000, tell me in the chat. In fact, I'm going to stop sharing my screen now because I'm vexing. If you think that what Antonia has already done for you tonight is of more value than 10,000. If not type in the chat, I will not continue this conversation. Because this is very, very, yes, absolutely. Because this is way beyond, I'm telling you, type in the session, that is more valuable than the money I paid. Oh, yeah. Tell me now, this session is more valuable than the money I paid. Of course. Thank you, Bintu. Thank you. I have to stop sharing my screen because it is worth much more than gold self. Absolutely. And some people are saying that you're supposed to start first. And she went against all odds. Because that's the truth. That is just simply the truth. Like I said, when I'm facilitating webinars like this, I know how much I charge. And I know how much I collect from people that call me for seminar. So bringing me here alone is worth much more than that. Okay, let me continue sharing my screen. All right. So you also want to begin to mentor others. You don't have to be a certified mentor before you begin to mentor. I'm sure people have been picking your brain, asking you questions. You open your mind. You're just pouring everything out. I said, thank you very much. Thank you. Do you know what? When people don't pay, they don't pay attention. Do you know how many people you have mentored indirectly that you don't even do one shikini out of all the things that you told them? Do you know why? The reason is because they did not pay. Antonia paid. So if I tell Antonia one thing she will do, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Even though you say, but you remember, hey, this money must not enter bush. So begin to package and mentor people. When people approach you from tomorrow, one of the ways in which you can make this money back as quickly as possible. When people call you, I say, my 1 hour session is 5,000, but don't worry, you can pay 2,500. I'm just giving 50% discount now because the time is about to end and I just want to use it as a way of giving back. Caveats, a lot of people will run away. Let me tell you, my own 1 hour session now is 70,000 naira. If you want me, you want my attention, and that is computer to computer. If you want to see me full blood, head to toe, you pay 100,000 naira because I have to factor in my Uber money to come and speak with you. Or if you are the one coming, and I'm not buying you lunch or drink, they are the one that will even bring gift for me, safe. And I'm not joking. That's the truth. So you can start with 5,000 and then tell them, okay, I can give you 50% discount. You know, we like discounts. Everybody likes. Do you know, if you start that alone, if that is the only thing you can take away from this conversation, you have broken the jinx. You have broken the chains. Now, build a digital presence, launch a LinkedIn profile or YouTube channel. Now, these two are very, very important because this has to do with your profession. Your profession. As many as possible, I give you, all of you, license. Go to my LinkedIn immediately we finish and go and sit down and go and see everything that I did and optimize your LinkedIn profile. Please, I'm begging you in the name of God. And that you see that YouTube, it doesn't have to be perfect. Right now, because it's a lot more tougher to build, but you have a wider reach, trust me. Right now, we have over 300 subscribers. And that 300, you don't say. We opened that YouTube channel like 2 or 3 years ago. But that's just the truth. We've gotten a lot of clients outside Nigeria from there. Okay, so let's move on. So leading within and beyond your sphere, inside the classroom, make sure you model excellence, empower students to lead and integrate real world issues. Outside the classroom, you can host community events and it doesn't have to be physical. You can hold virtual community events. You can start by having a free WhatsApp community. People of God, there are a lot of teachers that want to learn about the best practices of what you know. Volunteer in school projects, not just school projects, volunteer in church projects. Look out for a strategic organization that aligns with your ikigai. I know, I believe we still remember with the ikigai. It could be in sync with your passion, your mission, your profession, or your vocation. So when you are volunteering, don't just volunteer because you want to volunteer. You must have what is called enlightened interest. So right now, at this point in my life, I volunteer for, organizations that are global. So, for example, the John C. Maxwell Foundation is a volunteering role, but guess what? It has taken me to Kenya. And aside from that, I've leveraged, now I have friends in over 28 African countries. So you see that I'm not part of the people that are not leading beyond the classroom. So engage in local, national discussion, panel sessions, and make sure when you are engaging and putting in your cerebral prowess. You're not just opening your mouth and saying anything. Don't be part of the people that will jump on people's posts and please. I know those kind of people are not here. Because you know what? There's something called the digital footprint. And that thing is more scary than any other type of thing. Because if you think you have deleted, it's a lie. Before you type anything, before you send anything, please think about it 2 times, 3 times, because you never can tell when it's come back to hurt you. Because a lot of us, we just do all of those things loosely without giving it a second thought. So yeah, we're finally drawing to a close. So in summary, and this is my charge, influence is action, not just about position, but active engagement. Unique message. Every educator's voice matters and it's worth amplifying. Bigger vision. You need vision, not just a bigger title. Start where you are. Use what you have. Do what you can. Your classroom is your starting point, not your final destination. Lead boldly. Your voice matters far beyond those 4 walls. Now, call to action and request. You're going to type in one action you will take in the next 7 days to enable you lead beyond your classroom. If this session has inspired you, please, you're going to do something for us as well. You're going to go to your social media handles. You're going to tag me using the hashtag Beyond the Classroom on LinkedIn and Instagram. Okay, you can do Facebook as well. Hashtag Beyond the Classroom. Make sure you share one thing that you learned. So 2 action points and requests. My special request from you. Number 1, you're going to type in the comment section one action you're going to take. And then number 2, between tonight and tomorrow morning, please, latest by 12 noon, I want you to be able to go to your social media handle with the hashtag Beyond the Classroom on LinkedIn, Instagram, tag me and Antonia. Yeah, tag me and Antonia. And then, yes, I want to say a big thank you for the gift of your time, presence, and passion. Keep growing, keep leading, keep showing up for the future of Africa. Together, we redefine what it means to teach and to lead. Your impact is limitless. Okie dokie. So these are my social media handles, the same name across Facebook, LinkedIn, and Instagram, Dr. Tony Samemehelu. And then, of course, that's my personal website. If you want to read more about me, get any of my ebooks, sign up to courses, and yada, 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 yada. That's where you get to hear from me. Okie dokie. So I think
Thank you.
To do justice. Thank you so much. Over to you, Antonio.
Thank you very much, Dr. Tony. Please, if you know that you have been inspired and you have been impacted, kindly show Dr. Tony some love. Show Dr. Tony some love. Show us some love. Show us some love. Thank you. Thank you very much. That was quite insightful and educative, informative. Just name it. I have taken so much, and everything Dr. Tony said is just the way it is. If you want, there's nothing like having a good coach. There's nothing as good as having a good coach who holds your hand. You know, everybody needs a hand holding. Everybody needs a coach. Everybody needs a mentor, because you cannot do it all by yourself. Some people have gone ahead and they have made the way, they have made the path. She has shared a lot of insights. And I believe that we have one or two to take away. So if you have questions, Dr. Tony is still around. If you have questions for Dr. Tony or myself, please feel free. Put it in the chat box and let's have your questions. But if you want to speak, you can raise your hand and then unmute and ask your questions. Let's do that quickly in the next 2 minutes. Adeni said, I wish we can continue on and never ending. Everything, every good thing that has a beginning definitely must have an end, must come to
Don't
an
worry,
end.
you can watch the
You are going
replay.
to share. Of course, you can watch the replay. We have your emails, and if you have not shared your email, please, I'm going to share a link, and you click on that link and it will take you to a group. What we do here is we do not train and leave you alone. We train and we follow up. We are very big on follow-up. We're very big on ensuring that we hold your hands. We are very big on coaching and mentoring, one-on-one group sessions. So the link that I will be sharing is one that is going to take you to a group where we will continue these conversations. If you have more questions, if you experience any challenge along the way, feel free and we will respond to your concerns. I will just share that now. I will share that now. I will share the link. Please do yourself well to join that link. Quickly click on the link so that once we leave here, the party continues on the other side. We must all learn to live beyond the classroom as educators. Thank you for your time. So once again, Antorial Academy is an online institution, and what we do here, we mentor, we coach, we train, and we tutor. We also tutor students. So we are not just an organization that is just for adults alone. We also do consultancy, education consultancy, and organizational consultancy. And this is not the only training. This is just the beginning. We're still going to have more guests join us to come and share their wealth of experience. They will share with us their knowledge, and there's so much to gain from this institution. We are not leaving you behind. Just the way you will not leave any child behind, we will not leave any
So the questions are started rolling in, and I love
any educator that has joined and has connected with us. We will hold your hand. Okay, so let me see. This question is from Bintu Moses. And she says, so Dr. Toyi, there's always this fear to start, to venture. How can this be helped?
Okay, Antonia, so answer that question. Was it easy for you to start to have this training?
Okay, so I'm going to share my own experience. Yes, the fear of the unknown, uncertainties, it's always there. But let me tell you something, the next best time to start is now. You have to make up your mind. You have to start now. You have to take that step. You know, challenges are there, but you must be ready to face it headlong. I took the chance, and here we are today. And this is not, I mean, this is the least we can ever be. This is the least we're going to be. There's so much ahead of us, and the opportunities are enormous. I have had to be in conversations with great minds that I never imagined that I will have the opportunity to sit and have conversations. So yes, the next best time to start is now. The fears are there, but you make up your mind and take the step, and you will never regret it. You can always lead. Bintu Moses, are you a teacher? Are you working? What are you doing at the moment?
Yeah, so, and in addition, just enroll for Antonia's mentorship. It's as simple as that. Yeah. It is as simple as that. So a lot of times, yeah, it's as simple as that. So just take Antonia as your mentor and your coach. She will tell you what the terms are. And you'll not be afraid anymore.
You won't be afraid. If I went through it, you will even do better.
Absolutely. So,
yes. Any other questions? So please click that link and join the WhatsApp group that we are creating. We are holding everybody's hands. We are accountable, we are responsible, and we will ensure that you get on your feet and you're also able to build your brand.
Awesome. So that shows that
yes,
that shows that Bintu was satisfied with that question. And I always say something, you know, that yes, you need to register first, Joshua. After registering, you'll be added to the WhatsApp group because we need to get your details. So one of the things I always say that when they say experience is the best teacher, that is true, but it's sweeter when the experience is not your own. When you can be taught through someone else's experience, and that's all mentorship does for you. Right? You're not ready. If you don't have a mentor in your life, you're not ready. As in, see, I'm watching some. If it's before, I'll be very nice. But I'm doing a course right now that the person is just hitting me those. If you are not ready to pay for mentorship, you are not ready. Like, you just want to remain at that stage that you are. And that is one thing Antonia will do for you, because I know you cannot afford. Well, don't let me talk down on you, but Antonia just finished 150,000 training with me, and the next one she's going into is 250,000. mentorship. So if you can pay that money, you can come to me, but it's better you start with Antonio at the level so that the money will not be a barrier. Okay, another question says, what's your take on failure and how can you use it as a source of motivation? So yes, very simple question. I have always said it, that the opposite of failure is not success, or the opposite of success is not failure. As a matter of fact, failure is an integral process of success. It's integral. And the problem is that we have this fear of failure had been integrated into us when we were very little, and that's the problem a lot of us had. Now, our parents, when we failed in school, because of the physical infliction of pain, I mean, virtually all of us were traumatized. That's why when I look at the children of this generation, I'm like, these children, they don't know what they're enjoying. Like, now it is a policy. If you beat any child in any school now, you go to jail. Can you imagine? During our days, you're even looking at your teacher like this. You not say anything and say, why are you looking at me like this? And your teacher will slap you. I mean, it's so bad that the way we grew up, we were formatted to be so scared of failure. But unfortunately, as we grow older, you realize that, and then there was no correction the right way, and there was no enrichment. See, in fact, now, as a matter of fact, as a parent, I'm a lot deliberate.
My apologies, please. So the link to the WhatsApp group is up now. Sorry,
all right.
I said no word.
Okay, yeah. Hey, somebody say we are even the ones that we buy and bring the kid to the school for the doctor. Can you imagine the depth? I even forgot that one. Can you imagine the depth of trauma? So now I'm even more intentional when my children have similarly failure experiences. I'm always excited. You know why? I'm able to hit the lesson home and say, that is life. You understand? And I give them opportunity to fail, not just even in their academics, when they cook, and I make them cook, do a lot of things, and even when they put excess salt, and I say, yes, it's okay. It's not all the time that you get everything 100%. What does that do? It gives them the mindset that it's okay for me to fail. Now, when you fail, there has to be a process of being intentional for correction and then enrichment. Those days our teachers will just write correction on the board. Sometimes they will not even explain. Sometimes they will not even tell us what we did wrong. Or even when our parents beat us, they just wake up in the middle of the night, but they will not sit us down to say, this is why I beat you, or this is why I'm correcting you. So because the process of failure leading as an experience to teach us success was disrupted, right? We all became traumatized until tomorrow. What we ended up becoming is a caricature of ourselves, because we have feared failure so much that it is now hindering our progress and successes in life. Now, don't get me wrong, you have to take calculated risk. However, you can see that the element of risk is still there, even though it's calculated. When I tell people that the amount of money that I've lost in my life, sometimes I wish that I never did. But guess what? It taught me. So I convert, whenever especially I lose money or I get to fail, I convert that experience into the fees that I needed to pay for the school of success. I don't know if you get that. That's quite deep, all right? So, and then your bounce back ability quotient also matters. Seeing failure as an event and separating it from your person as a person is also very critical, right? It has nothing to do with demeaning the efficacy of who you are as a human being with your full potentials and full prowess to excel in life. It's just an event. And so it came and it's going to go. So it's a deep walk, basically, but I hope and I believe that I was able to do some justice to that question. Thank you.
Thank you very much once again. Thank you very much, everyone. Please join the link, click on the link, and let's continue the conversation. We are not done talking. Let's continue with the conversation. So we invite you to join our growing community for continuous growth and powerful professional development. See you on the other side. Thank you for investing your growth time
Yes.
tonight. It was absolutely a privilege. And on behalf of Antorial Academy and the Impact Architects,
You're welcome.
I am Antonia Atebe Eka. See you on the other side. Tag
Awesome.
me, LinkedIn,
Okay,
Facebook,
yeah.
Instagram, Antonia Atebe. See you
Okay.
there.